Due to rising sea levels and more intense periods of rainfall combined with an increased population in cities and an insufficient improvements to water systems have resulted in a problem in our assigned borough of Hounslow. When it comes to water issues in the Hounslow, Mogden Sewage Treatment Plant, one of the largest sewage treatment plants in London, is the most mentioned by local people. One reason is that it only has a certain capacity to handle sewage when an overflow occurs. After periods of heavy rainfall, Hounslow Sewage Plant doesn't have the capacity to hold the required sewage, and therefore it is released untreated back into the city's rivers. When the system is full, it naturally spills into the river via these overflow points, like a regular sink would overflow if you left the tap running. It's not a case of somebody pressing a button, it happens automatically to prevent flooding to property and the wider environment. This poses many health and safety concerns and a noticeable odor in the local areas surrounding the sewage plant. At the same time, this also triggered a large number of complaints from local residents and news reports. Indeed, we acknowledge that the government and Mogden Sewage Treatment Plant have taken many effective measures on this issue. But what can we do as a community to engage, educate and raise consciousness? And how can we benefit from using rainwater for our domestic use? Our aim is to try and educate and give incentives through system designs implemented in the borough, to gain the help and participation of the community to help solve this issue together, to ease the demands on Mogden Sewage Works. We came up with a low-cost solution. Given that every house has gutters installed, we added an external rain barrel connects gutters to collect excess rainwater instead of sending it to the groundwater system. Collected rainwater can be used for personal use such as gardening and washing cars. At the same time, the water level monitor in the rain barrel can detect the amount of rainwater collected by the user. On the one hand, this data can be shared with the government and Mogden to better manage sewage storage. On the other hand, it can be used as an incentive mechanism for users to use the rainwater. The amount of rainwater used by users can be converted into credits and used to redeem coupons or discounts. As a result, Hounslow can coexist more harmoniously with the Mogden Sewage Treatment Plant and become a bio-neighbor of water system when overflow occurs.
We visited Hounslow and walked along the communal footpath that runs alongside the Duke River. With city areas increasing, resulting in more surface areas that create fast-flowing runoff, has reduced the slow absorption of rainwater into natural earth. Good quality natural soil, plants and trees can significantly contribute to absorbing water and filtering it, slowing back into nature or the water system. Gutters are another way of rapid runoff that is directly channeled into the sewage system. Water containers attached to drain pipes are not user-friendly to the wider community. They are often large and require an adequate space. These problems cause Mogden Sewage Works to release untreated sewage back into the river due to not having the adequate facilities to hold the water during heavy rainfall. This causes a rise in bad odors in the local area that affects the local community and businesses, such as the communal path, public play areas, and the pub located along the river near the sewage works. Also, overflowing river result in road closures and public areas to be out of use. Unstable water pressures can result in homes flooding. The released untreated sewage has a detrimental effect to local wildlife and noticeably an increased amount of mosquitoes surrounding the Dukes River as a result of the changed biodiversity in the area. Data shows that rainfall in Hounslow exceeded the annual average in the UK in 9 months of the year. Storm overflows were used 20 times in Hounslow in 2022, discharging for around 164 hours and more than 1 billion liters of sewage overflowed, the equivalent of 400 Olympic swimming pools per day. The depth of the water in the river has been significantly reduced in order to cope with the increased risk of flooding. Hounslow Council and Mogden Sewage Works have made many efforts to address flooding and sewage problems, including having current and effective household catchment systems. However, this system has not received the attention and application of local residents. Therefore, the key to solving the problem is how to increase the engagement of residents. How might we involve more individuals to harvest rainwater in their house in order to raise their awareness and minimize the influence of surface overflow? Our targeted audience are owners of detached, semi-detached, or terrace houses with gardens and have an interest in gardening and a sense of environmental responsibility. The stakeholders are divided into four main categories: the individual homeowner, council and housing corporations, Thames Water, and brands that collaborate with the reward schemes. After a second trip to Hounslow to explore the prevalence of water harvesting devices in their neighborhood, where most homes are equipped with gutter but do not collect and utilize water. After asking why they didn't collect the water for use, most of them said it might be troublesome and expensive to collect. Also, their lack of the clear guidance of the usage and benefit of it. Our solution is in BioNeighbors. We aim to give incentives and education on the importance of collecting rainwater and how it can be best used. Offer clear information about the practical guidance and benefit to raise individuals' level of awareness. We will provide incentives for users can benefit from discounts in big supermarket chains and specific items that are linked with water collection and the redistribution of water in the home and garden, as well as a device that can monitor water quantities to track financial savings on water bills. Thames Water was fined $3.3 million after it discharged millions of liters of undiluted sewage into two rivers. We propose that funding from Thames Water could be with the discount incentive scheme and, in return, lower the amount they are fined in the future. The council and housing corporations can be incentivized to install water collection systems in order to gain higher sustainability and environmental rankings, adding value and interest to their properties as well as keeping water bills down for the tenants. Our design is roughly divided into three parts. First, users collect rainwater into the rain barrel through gutters. There is a filter on the connecting pipe between the barrel and gutter, and there is a water level monitor in the rain barrel to monitor the amount of collected rainwater. Next, users are introduced to use the collected rainwater in different ways. The amount of rainwater used can be converted into credits, and users can redeem credits into discounts or coupons. At the same time, this data can be shared with the government and Mogden to better manage sewage storage.